high of 40. Overnight low was 41. Yesterday's high was 46. 22 100ths of an inch of rainfall overnight in Fairfield. That followed 39 100ths of an inch of rainfall yesterday. Currently, humidity at 100%, winds out of the northwest at 5 miles an hour, and the pressure at 29.75. Cloudy skies right now. We've got 42 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's Mark Turner. I'm Mike Drees. We got Julie Bryant here from Frontier Community College. Notice I'm wearing my Bobcat stuff here today. I got a pullover with the Bobcat logo on it. Went out there yesterday and got that just because Julie was going to be here as our guest this morning.
Good timing.
Well, you could have just called and said, hey, you know what, bring me one out. This is my size, and I'll pay you when you bring it.
I know people out there. I could have probably done that.
Or
I didn't need to involve Julie in this matter.
you could bid on the Bobcat Den.
Oh, that's right. We're going to have that's a part
While
of the
you're
auction.
there, using your fitness center membership.
There we go. There we go. Hey, just looking. Did you see? I mean, this whole virus thing. One of our questions, our question of the day coming up, the Carnaby Square is about the flu.
Yeah.
But I saw this interesting fact. Did you know that 80% of all wedding dresses are made in China?
Did not know that.
And these factories are shutting down left and right. And you made a point this morning while you and I were having a little coffee about South Korea.
Yeah. South Korea is now taking precautions because the coronavirus is moving, I guess, south from China.
We aren't going to, and that's the reason the stock market's it's having problems right now.
Market did not.
Not yesterday.
Well, I know at the flower shop we've had issues getting product in because it's quarantined right now because of the coronavirus.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can't imagine how that's going to touch all of our lives.
Oh yeah.
Going forward.
Because think about it. How much stuff do you have that's made in China or Japan or South Korea especially?
Yeah.
Well, I'm supposed to be traveling to Italy in May, and it was reported yesterday that there's
that's bad.
Yeah,
the
they
first
were
case
filming.
reported.
They were filming Mission Impossible 7 over there. They've halted the filming because of the coronavirus.
Really?
And say one of the biggest problems over there is that they like to hug you. Here, let me get you close to my virus.
They said northern Italy, so I'm hoping it'll be far enough away, because I think I'll be in southern Italy. Hopefully.
Love you. Stay away from me. We had a gift this morning. We got two gifts this morning. Julie brought out. Julie can cook.
Really
I'm just
brought
telling
out
you.
cinnamon rolls.
So she's got cinnamon rolls that I think are probably going to make it through the first hour of Double D's shift. Okay.
But
before that,
I don't think they'll make it that far.
You know who made this happen? We had biscuits and gravy out here as well. Donna
Because
Reaver.
it's FFA week.
Donna Reaver made that happen.
Really?
Yeah, she made a couple of phone calls. Next thing, you got great biscuits and gravy out here from the FFA at the high school.
Donna Reaver just
Yeah,
biscuits and gravy, radio station now.
Yeah,
That's what.
sort of how she talks to Clifford. Snaps her fingers. Let's see here. You got a breakfast this weekend too that you want to promote.
Yeah, the Fairfield Masonic Lodge breakfast is this weekend. Serving starts at 6 a.m., 6 to 9:30 on Saturday morning. It's there at the Masonic Lodge, cost by donation.
Okay. The missus is going to be speaking at Rotary.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You must have been in charge of the program.
Yeah. Pretty easy. I don't have to do a bio on her. I can introduce her.
You can ad-lib it.
I've got
She
background.
needs no introduction.
I've got background information that I can. By the way, yoga tonight. You can come join us.
Oh,
You know what? I'd love to see you there. You really need to become as flexible as I. You want me to put my ankle up behind my back again? Can we go ahead and try that?
No.
No. Okay.
Guess what I just found?
What's that?
Libby Linkefelter has a birthday today.
Oh, Libby, the big 3-0 probably.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Libby.
Happy birthday, Libby.
Oh,
Our
anyway.
own Libby Linkefelter.
But
when people have birthdays that you work with, I think it should be their responsibility to bring in birthday cake for everyone.
I agree. And today that would be perfect because then we would have the cinnamon rolls, we'd have the biscuits and gravy, and then we'd have a birthday cake to top it off.
Right.
You and I, we stay in this job much longer, and they're going to be wheeling us in a wheelbarrow. It's amazing.
They already wheel me in a wheelbar, so.
So Julie says she's got trivia, but we're going to talk about during the break as to whether or not we want to do her trivia or the trivia that I put together last night. I'm leaning towards hers, quite honestly.
No.
Well, yeah, she is the guest on the show.
Well, and that's the reason why we have them bring in trivia, so that they're the experts. You see?
Getting set for the auction. It's coming up Saturday.
Saturday's big auction. Got a couple of. You're going to be. Black's Flowers is
Yep,
going to be.
we've got a few
FCC is
items
going to be in
donated,
it.
so.
What did you donate? What do you have for
Let's
sale?
see. Got a couple of those cool mule signs, basketball and a football. Got a big old container basket type thing.
Okay. All right.
Ceramic, not ceramic, but
It'll be on the bid.
metal. And there's a couple of pieces of costume jewelry.
Okay, that'll be at 9:00 on Saturday on all three stations. FCC's going to has a 3-hour class, a waiver to pay for that. That's a $300
Yeah,
value.
$300. And then there will also be a 6-month fitness center membership, which is a $100 value.
Why is she looking at the two of us when she said that? Did you notice
I
when she
wasn't
said
looking.
she's the fitness? I saw her in the camera. She looked right at
looking
you
at
and
your
me.
post-it
It was kind of one of
note.
those.
Yeah, like fitness center.
Fitness- there's gonna be a
she looked
fitness
at
center
you at
membership
fitness, and she looked at
on
me
the
when she
auction.
said center. Yeah, and TT Tans, they're going to have certificates, $25 certificates, and
For tanning.
for tanning, and what all else they do.
Yeah.
They've got they do pedicures and manicures, don't they?
I think so. Yeah.
That's right next door to you. You
Yes,
should
it is.
know.
I do. I do. They do. They do.
Have you had a pedi?
I have not.
I've never either.
I have.
I have this. This is a dark secret. I'm going to tell. Okay. Do you know this?
I think I know this.
Oh boy.
I've had all of my toenails pulled out.
Oh, I was not thinking that. I said.
One by one, every one of my toenails has been pulled out.
Oh, what information were they trying to get?
Oh, that's so
Did you break? Apparently not. If you had all of them pulled out.
Were you not?
Once Carol got those pliers,
What did Carol want to know?
I gave up the bank accounts. It's not a problem.
Okay.
All right. So guess what I've got?
Ba 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 bucket a bunk. Ba 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 bucket a bunk. Bucket a bunk. The bucket a bunk. Oh, bucket a
You guys are eventually going to run out of songs.
You got me rocking
You know,
and rolling.
you've got that
rocking
huge
and
coffee
reeling
mug.
for the buck.
I saw one the other day that was bigger than that, and the wording on it was "bigger is better."
Oh, this one just says morning coffee.
Yeah.
You know what Carol said when she pulled the pliers out?
What'd she say?
This little piggy's going to market. You think I'm kidding, don't you?
No, I don't. I don't.
How about you? You don't care.
Just can't picture Carol doing that.
Well, you don't know the real Carol.
It's too sweet.
No, you don't know the real Carol. The bucket of bunk. Jim Backus died in 1989 at the age of 76. Julie's not going to know who Jim Backus is, but you do, right?
Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island,
Yes.
and Mr. Magoo.
There's the key one. He also had a number of other roles in radio as well as TV. But here's the great story about Backus, Jim Backus. Of course, he was Mr. Magoo was a nearsighted cartoon character.
Yeah.
Julie, back when we were growing up.
I
okay?
remember when I lived in Germany. They always had Mr. Magoo in German.
I could talk about.
It was even funnier.
Backus was the voice of Magoo. When he was he was on a talk show once with Marilyn Monroe, okay, and she urgently beckoned him to her dressing room. Okay,
Because they needed a little Magoo action.
Henny Backus, who was Jim's wife, recalled the story in a book. She said, Jim was in the 1952 film Don't Bother to Knock with Marilyn Monroe. He came home one night during the filming and told his wife that Miss Monroe, in her most seductive, breathy voice, asked him to meet her in her dressing room. His curiosity got the better of him. He went. Once there, she exclaimed like an excited child, "Do, Mr. Magoo." And Jim did it. That's all the story. He died in 1989. He ended up, unfortunately, having Parkinson's. He was an avid golfer, and he made the 36-hole cut at the 1964 Bing Crosby Pro-Am.
Wow.
That's how good he was.
That's pretty darn good.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
The lady with the red glasses.
Sally Lowenthal was her real name. She's 84 years old today. She's still around. She's still with us.
Okay.
Once she graduated from Columbia University, which is that's a pretty...
She was a lawyer, wasn't she?
No, she became a news correspondent, and she covered Central America because she was fluent in Spanish as well as English, which is very impressive. Anyway, she became known to television viewers for her oversized red frame glasses, which is a trademark. The source of her famous red frame glasses goes all the way back to her day as a broadcast news person. She was about to start taping on the first day of work when she tripped, broke her glasses, and with only minutes left before, she raced out to the nearest store to find a replacement pair. She found the only pair that had her prescription, the cheaply made ones with the red frames. And they became a trademark. So she had red frames from there on out. And she, like I said, she's still with us. Her birthday is today, along with Libby Lingeveld. And Tommy Newsom died in 2007 at the age of 78. Mm-hmm. Remember Tommy? Tommy was a saxophone player in the NBC Orchestra on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And he was known by Carson as Mr. Excitement. He always had very plain gray or brown suits, and Carson was flamboyantly dressed. He, in 2007, he died of bladder and liver cancer, but he was a gem of a person, they say. On this date in 1919, the state of Oregon became the first state to place a tax on gasoline. It was a penny.
Really?
Started us down the road. What is ours now? In the 30s, 36,
I don't know,
something like
$44.75.
No, I'm talking about Illinois. I think it's in the 30s, isn't it? Upper 30s? I think so.
Upper 30s or it's close to 40.
1933, the aircraft carrier Ranger launched. It was the first ship in the U.S. Navy to be designed and built to be an aircraft carrier. 1950, your show of shows debuted on NBC. 57, Buddy Holly and the Crickets recorded That'll Be the Day. It was their first hit. There's a Buddy Holly experience now out there, a guy that looks just like him.
Really?
And they have the Crickets, and it's not a hologram thing. It's like,
It's like one of those, like the Beatles tribute bands.
There's one in Vegas that looks just, how could you pick all the guys that look just like the Beatles, but they've got it. Frank Sinatra guest starred on Magnum P.I. on this date in 1987. Julie Bryan, our guest here, the Carnaby Square question of the day. And a lot of people were very worried about answering this because they're afraid they jinx themselves when it comes to this question. Have you avoided the flu this winter? We've got all the results. Lots of folks voted and a few comments coming back on Morning Coffee.
Going beyond the expected. It's what they do at Pekin Insurance, and it's been their way of doing business since 1921. It's service that goes the extra mile and products that provide the flexibility to meet all of today's insurance needs and tomorrow's as well. Stop by and see Randy Hallam or John Ametter at Tucker Hallam Insurance in Wayne City. They will provide you with the financial protection and peace of mind you need and deserve. Tucker Hallam Insurance and Pekin. Beyond the expected.
I'm Courtney Cox, and I respectfully ask you to vote for me in the Republican primary on March 17. I am running for circuit judge to fill the vacancy of Justice David Overstreet. I was proud to be your U.S. attorney, fighting for you against drug and immigration crimes, corrupt officials, terrorism, and crimes against children. Let me put my experience to work for you in all 12 counties of the 2nd Judicial Circuit. I'm ready to be your judge on day one.
Paid for by Courtney Cox for Judge Committee.
This is what most people's heart rate sounds like when they're getting their taxes done. And this is what it sounds like when you file at H&R Block. Because they've got upfront transparent pricing, so you'll know the price before you begin. And that is my stomach demanding tacos. Upfront transparent pricing. Just another way it's better with Block.
Call H&R Block today at 842-9332 or stop by at 1411 West Main in Fairfield.
Time Capsule, sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another Time Capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when brush fires roared through Malibu? In Moscow, supporters and opponents of Russian President Boris Yeltsin battled in the streets. Michael Jordan hung up his Nikes.
I've been on this roller coaster for 9 years. It's just time for me to ride something else.
A wild World Series came down to this. Philadelphia's Mitch Williams on the mound with a one-run lead. Tying run on base. Toronto's Joe Carter at bat.
Now the 2-2. Well hit down the left field line. Way back and gone! The winners and still world champions, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Hollywood lost Vincent Price and River Phoenix. And here's what was new on the radio.
Everybody hurts. As long as I can dream, send me a lover. Anniversary. All that she wants is another baby. Oh, I would do anything for love.
Got it yet? Well, the answer and a hunk of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Swing by the Fairfield Save-A-Lot and take advantage of these great deals. USDA inspected family packs T-bone steaks, $3.99 a pound. 80% lean ground beef, $2.99 a pound. Value packs pork loin assorted chops, $1.69 per pound, and 2-pound bag of whole carrots, $1.49 each. Prices mentioned are good through Saturday. Good food, great people, great prices at your Save-A-Lot store, West Main and Fairfield.
October 1993.
Janet Jackson and Again, the top song of October 1993. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another Time Capsule.
Time Capsule has been sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Mom, delivery!
You've been loading up on things from Walmart.
Yeah, I used my new Capital One Walmart Rewards card. It earns unlimited 5% back on everything I buy from Walmart online.
Say what?
5% back.
Say what?
5% back.
Say what now?
5% back!
With what?
The Capital One Walmart Rewards card. Earn unlimited rewards, including 5% back at Walmart online on top of Walmart's everyday low prices. What's in your wallet?
Terms and exclusions apply. Capital One USA NA.
We're back. Boy, you're getting 4 stars on the news-o-meter, Julie, from the newsroom concerning your buns, your cinnamon buns. Why would you laugh at that? She brought buns, right?
Thank you.
Well, apparently they're very nice. According to Jeff. Bail me out here. You're my partner. You're supposed to bail me out and stuff like that.
I'm not even stepping into
Hey,
that.
I took him to work yesterday, and I tested.
You take them everywhere, don't you? And so what did you do when you took them to work?
They were well received.
Some would say almost admired. Oh,
keep going.
No. I got this dirty old man thing going right now, and I can't do that. I can't get out of that. freaking. Okay, I'm sorry. The Carnaby Square question of the day is, have you avoided the flu this winter? And we had 271 votes. 83% of the people said yes, they've avoided the flu. Have you?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
No, I fought. I don't know if it's been the flu or the cold, but I fought it for a month.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a cold.
I mean, I don't know.
Did you have a fever and body aches?
Yeah.
Oh.
A couple of times.
Just a second. Excuse me.
Did anybody else get it around?
Excuse me, Julie.
And then it went away.
I'm the doctor here, okay? I'm the one that asks the questions.
Okay.
Did you have a fever?
I don't know. I never took my temperature.
You can't help him.
Should have gone to urgent care.
I have body aches because I'm old and my body just aches.
I vote the cold.
You know what you need?
I can.
You need some buns.
I can open a can of soup, and I will ache after opening that can
I was
of soup.
afraid you were going to say you can open a can of soup with your buns. What?
I have not.
Did you not
had
have?
it.
You not have?
I've been lucky, but I'm hesitant to say that because
See?
I'm
That's what
leaving for
everybody said.
vacation in 3 days, and now I'm afraid I might catch.
That's
something.
what the people were saying here. Tommy said, I've avoided having to stay home because of it. However, I spent his birthday on Saturday sick. Gayla says, so far, I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but no, I haven't had the flu. Doug, everyone that answers yes, which, yes would say you've avoided it.
We'll get it.
We'll get the flu in 3 days, according to Doug.
Wash your hands.
And Bertha said, I agree, Roger Green, knock on wood. Knock on wood's what everybody's saying here, so you don't jinx yourself. But that was the Carnaby Square. That, by the way, they're the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield. I don't know if you know that or not. We had 271 votes. 226 said yes, they have avoided the flu. 45 said no. 83% on that. So there you go. And that flu is rocking the world right now.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's not the coronavirus that we have here. But that is scary, don't you think?
It is scary.
Because they start throwing around that word pandemic. Mm-hmm. And that's not a good word to be throwing around. By the way, Brian Reitenauer is the guy to call if you have heating or air conditioning needs. You probably don't need any air conditioning needs right now.
Not right now. Stick around.
But be ready.
Tomorrow you might.
He's the local authority, and he's the guy that can get you geothermal. But you can get some tax credits on that, by the way, federal tax credits, as well as get some rebates from Wayne White Co-op. Brian is a 1980 graduate of Wayne City High School. He does business in Wayne, Hamilton, and Clay counties. 24-hour service. He and his son both are in the business, and they operate helping you with furnaces and air conditioning. And they can help you if your furnace is old. It's probably not terribly efficient. And so they would like to make it efficient or help you get into a new furnace and air conditioning. Brian Reitenauer, tell him that you heard it on Morning Coffee. The number, 618-214-2593. I had to look. It was in the middle of my bifocal there for a second. Yeah. 618-214-2593. Did you know?
And speaking of Wayne City,
yeah,
we've got Wayne City basketball tonight on WOKZ 105.9.
They might do well.
They have a chance to do well. So Wayne City plays tonight in the regional, 7:30, and we'll have it for you. They'll take on Weber tonight. So if you're a Wayne City fan or just you want to listen to some good basketball tonight, tune in.
Jill, do you have Netflix?
Of course.
I had to. That was part of the reason why I gave up my toenails to get Netflix from my wife.
I thought that was punishment for getting Netflix, that you had to spend. They were spending the money.
Come here, little piggy.
I heard you watched The Crown on Netflix.
That was the only thing that got me back on Netflix, is that she wanted to see the next episode of The Crown.
Yeah.
Now we're mired in Longmire.
Great show.
Longmire.
Now see, Tom was telling me about a new series this morning on Netflix with Tony Danza in it.
You're kidding.
No. Something called The Good Cop.
And he plays a cop?
Well, he plays an ex-cop who went to jail and now his son's a cop.
I don't know if I can get into Tony Danza. I really don't. Anyway, they've got a new feature that they're coming out now with. the service on Monday, yesterday, this is Tuesday, yesterday said that they were going to start listing the top 10, and it'll be updated every day that people are watching. So that when you get on the first screen, it's going to tell you what's trending on Netflix. Then you can go to each individual genre, like comedy or TV shows, and it'll tell you the top 10 there.
Well, I like
They
that.
said they'll have one that's specifically Netflix material, and then
Yes.
one for movies, one for shows, which would be Netflix and TV.
Here's my problem. My problem is finding something that both I like and the toenail puller like at the same time. That's the challenge on a regular basis. It really is.
So I was telling you about the movie I watched last night. We had free showtime this weekend, okay? And they had this movie on called The Green Book. Have no idea who's in it. Never seen any of the actors. But very good. I recommend it. Very good.
The Green Book.
The Green Book. It was
By the
about
way,
a late 50s, early 60s, an African-American concert pianist, basically. And he had a trio. Then he went down south on a tour, so he hired this Italian mafia
I have heard
guy.
of this. Yeah,
It's actually pretty good. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good.
I've heard of that.
Chris Evans might be joining the cast of Little Shop of Horrors. That's a remake. You know, they're going to remake that. That was only back in 1986. Steve Martin was in that movie.
Yeah.
Now they're going to do a remake. And Chris Evans, you know who he is? He's Captain America.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You knew that, didn't you?
Yes.
See, she knows this stuff.
Even though I haven't seen it, I just knew that.
You've never seen Captain America? Oh, it's good. You need to see that.
It actually is a pretty good show.
Anyway, he's going to be playing the Steve Martin role in the remake of Little Show of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I guess it was a Broadway show. It was Broadway musical before it became a movie. So
Mardi Gras going on. Is that where you're going in 3 days?
No.
You're not going to Mardi Gras?
Going
It
to
was Fat
Florida.
Tuesday
no,
today.
Mardi Gras will be over with.
Isn't
by
it
then.
appropriate we had biscuits and gravy and cinnamon buns on Fat Tuesday?
Yeah. Funniest thing I ever
The
did.
day is young. You still have more.
You never know.
What were you going to say?
Beignets.
You were going to say something.
I'm going to say beignets.
Oh, what's that?
You've not had a beignet? Oh, you
I
are
thought it was a
missing out.
Wait, no.
A beignet.
Beignet?
You sure
It's
that's
a-
right? Is
it's
that
a-
proper Wayne County pronunciation?
Beignet. Begna. That's what it is. Begnet.
They look good. Aren't they
Oh.
kind of like donut?
They're
they
like-
look like
they-
Italian donuts.
Little French donuts.
French donuts.
Little French donuts, and you cut them out like you do.
This is part of-
dumplings, okay?
this is
You
part of
throw
Mardi
'em in,
Gras?
And they puff up.
Is this part of Mardi Gras?
Well, it's just
A New Orleans thing?
I
it's a
think
New Orleans thing.
for Italian donuts, they're called Zappoli, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're because I've seen them at the Olive Garden menu, and they're kind of like those donuts. They have powdered sugar on them, and they're fried, and then you can dip them in raspberry or chocolate sauce.
Tell you what's also good. Speaking of Fat Tuesday foods, the pushki.
I've
The
never heard
Polish
of it.
pushki.
I never. You
It's
did
like-
Mardi
it's
Gras.
like
I've never
a
done Mardi
super
Gras.
heavy
Right.
jelly donut, and they put powdered sugar. Oh,
That would top off our morning, wouldn't it?
oh.
You know what's going on? They've got a thing now in Mardi Gras where kids can go and have their own celebration while the adults have theirs.
Really?
Yeah, you know, in the French Quarter, there's costumes of a different nature.
Yeah.
And lots of times there's lots of body paint. In some cases, there's bits of leather, I'm told. I don't know this for sure. I'm just reading this. And there's a lot of what they call exhibitionism that goes on for beads. But in the kids section, it's kids and their parents wear fun costumes for the celebration. I didn't realize that it was partitioned that way.
I didn't know that either. Must be something new. The last time I went to Mardi Gras, I went over in St. Louis, which is, by the way, the second biggest Mardi Gras celebration in the world. Yeah.
You mean Soulard is the second
Soulard,
biggest?
yeah.
I didn't realize
we
that.
go down there, and
It's crazy.
We're in line waiting for the tram, okay, for the shuttle, and there's this older lady behind us by herself. So we just got talking with her, and she said, "Well, you know, my husband passed away, and I decided that, you know, now I'm going to do everything that I always wanted to do but never got to do." because I
Define
was married."
older.
elderly.
Okay, well,
Older
let's,
than
let's
you.
put a number on
Let's
that.
put it this way: 63.
I'm 62.
That's why I said older. No, she was in her 70s.
Yes.
You know, or early 70s.
Okay, so you meet this woman.
And meet this woman, talking to her, and she says, well, you know, my husband passed away, and after he's passed away, I've decided I'm going to do everything I always wanted to do, but did not get to do because I had been married.
I don't
And
know
she'd
if
been
I like
married-
where this is
she'd
going.
been married for like 40, 50 years, you know.
Okay.
So we all get on the shuttle. We ride down to Soulard to the Mardi
Mm-hmm.
Gras, and we get off the bus. And we asked her, said, hey, you know, you're by yourself. Come hang out with us. Come, you know, visit with us. Hang out with us. She goes, no, I'm just going to go do my own thing and see everything. 3 hours later, we see her, and she's just loaded down with beads.
Oh, I think we know what that means.
I asked her, I said, now how'd you get all these beads? All I got was a wink and a smile.
No.
So you know what she did.
Those crazy 63-year-old women.
I know.
Did you know that you can get mayo by the slice?
Miracle Whip by the slice.
Well, mayo.
Mayo.
There's a difference
There's a
between
difference, yeah, there is a
mayo and
difference.
Miracle Whip. If you are adverse to squeezing to get the mayo out of the bottle, Japan will start selling slices of real mayonnaise next month.
What do they put, gelatin or something in it?
They come individually wrapped just like cheese. Yeah. It's not the first condiment to do this. Slices of ketchup went viral a few years ago and still can be bought online.
Again.
The company is also working on sriracha slices. Take a guess. Don't see the list. What do you say are the top two metro areas that have increased jobs? The two that have the most job openings
In America?
in America. Take a guess. Two of them.
Austin, Texas.
That might be one. How about you?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
You got to be kidding. Why would you say Cincinnati?
Indianapolis.
You're right. No.
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
No. It is Austin, but number two
Oh, I was right.
is Nashville. Yes, you were. You were number one.
Aha,
You hit it.
look at
You hit it out of the park. Austin and Nashville. Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Both of them known for their live music. And
An outrageous rent.
yes,
And outrageous hotels.
that's even more.
Prices.
You can find a reasonable hotel. We're going to Austin
Yeah.
here not that long down the road. We're going to go see.
George Strait.
No. We're going to go to see. God, now it slipped my mind.
Dennis DeYoung.
Yeah, Dennis DeYoung.
He's talked about it for days,
I know.
for
It-
months.
Styx, the guy that was the lead singer of Styx. And it's going to be at Austin City Limits. You know, the PBS
Yeah.
show that they're. Anyway.
Have you been to San Antonio?
Yes.
I
How
went
about the
there-
Riverwalk is wonderful,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I went there like four years ago. It was really nice. I went in February and it was really warm even then.
Oh, yeah.
It's
And-
Texas.
Yes, but I loved it because it's a city. It's a fairly large city, and it felt like it was really not that big. I mean, we went and saw several things, and they
You know
felt
who
like
has
they
a
were-
house there?
No.
George Strait.
Oh.
That's the reason why I've
Well, I
been
don't
there.
blame him. I'd
And
want
I've
one
been,
there, too.
I've been standing out front.
You didn't go to the Riverwalk. You went to George Strait's house and
Stood
hung
out
for
front,
a while.
yeah, with binoculars. I didn't have them. The toe puller did. Anyway, Austin,
that's
Texas,
okay.
number one. Nashville, number two. Number three, Denver. 4, Seattle. There are a number of them tied at 4. Seattle, San Francisco, Salt Lake City. Then Raleigh, North Carolina, Orlando, Dallas, and San Jose. Interesting, because I would think that San Jose, as well as, I would think that's, I had a son that lived in California. He said he just couldn't make it work because of the tax burden in California.
Austin, they've said, has become the new Silicon Valley because lots of California tech companies, they've moved to Texas because of their their taxes
There's
are
no
better,
state-
and
there's
yeah,
no
there's
state
so many
taxes.
reasons to move there, and
really is.
so they're booming.
No state taxes. What is it? Texas and Florida. Is that right?
There's more than
Tennessee has no.
Wyoming.
Tennessee?
There's like 7.
Okay, there are 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wyoming was one I know for sure. Florida, Tennessee used to be.
They have no income tax, but I know their sales tax is pretty high, especially like in Nashville.
You know what somebody was telling me the other day? That in this region, you get murdered when you go to Mount Vernon. That there's a tax there, a sales
It's the
tax.
highest sales tax in the state, I think now, or the second highest.
It's pretty high.
9% now.
So I'm just saying, if you can't,
I was
9.5.
somewhere the other day. It was an 11% sales tax. It's been in the last couple of months that I was there, and I can't remember if it's over in Indiana or somewhere. There's an
it's
11%
not just
sales tax.
not just the sales tax, but then they've got, if you stay in Mount Vernon, they've got a hotel motel tax that's huge as
and
well.
I think that's what it was. The sales tax was, like 8 or 9%, and then there was a 2% hotel motel tax. Then was another tax based on, I don't know, whether or not you wore red pants that day. I don't know.
Have
It
you
was
ever
about 11%.
You ever
Crazy.
done a plank?
It's been years.
Have you?
Yeah.
You do planks in?
I haven't in a while.
All right.
Do you do planks in yoga?
Yeah. No. She, not
A
like
modified
this.
version of
Yeah. I got toe problems, so I got to be careful with that. But the Maharishi.
The yogurt master?
Yes. She doesn't do many planks for us. That's good. 62-year-old George Hood, 62 years old.
Yeah.
Note that. Set a new male world record for longest time in the abdominal plank position. That's like you're ready to do a push-up, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did that for 8 hours and 15 minutes.
I don't know if it's ready to. It's
No, you're
I think
you're on your
forearms.
You're on your forearms.
Oh, it's not. You're not
Which
extended.
is harder. That's
No, you're not extended. You're on your forearms.
Instead of being pushed up higher with your hands, you're on your forearms, so you're lower to the ground.
8 hours and 15 minutes. He was in Chicago that he did this.
Wow.
He's also a retired DEA supervisory special agent. Also broke the record in 2011, but somebody then beat him out in 2016. He's back again. Get a load of this. They say, Guinness said, that he spent 2,100 hours planking in preparation to reclaim his title. What else do you do? You certainly can't have
Crazy.
biscuits and gravy.
Oh no, or cinnamon rolls.
I can't have that either. Apple, the phone company,
Yeah.
the Apple phone, Warren Buffett owns 5% of Apple. And he didn't have an iPhone.
Uh-oh.
He had a flip phone. Can you imagine? This guy's a billionaire.
He did say, I don't know if it was yesterday, but it's been in the news that he said it's one of the best companies. It's the best run company in the world.
He finally, on Monday, got a smartphone. But he got it just as a phone. I remember when my son said to me when he saw my phone, "Dad, that's not a phone. That is a computer with a phone function." There's a difference.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Pretty much. See that? Did you see that Harvey got sick after the verdict came in on him? Weinstein.
Oh, he got sick. Really?
Well, he said that he's having heart problems. He's having a difficult time breathing.
Well, yeah. After getting found guilty, I think I
Possibly up to 29 years in jail.
Breathing too.
67-year-old will remain in custody until he's sentenced on March 11th, but he was in the hospital Monday after the verdict. Boy, what a terrible situation that was. By the way, go ahead.
So,
are we getting close?
Well, yeah, we are, as a matter of fact.
Only one other thing. I got to tell you this. Have you ever had a red velvet Oreo?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we fans?
It's a cream cheese flavored filling.
Grab those Oreos while you can. Nabisco is discontinuing them for 2020.
I didn't think they were that good.
I can take them or leave them.
I have read for the Olympics this summer, they're coming out with one. It's going to be stacked with a red, white, and blue
Oh,
filling.
you know what I brought? I brought what was the most
The
stuff?
most stuff.
I brought that the other
Yeah.
day.
I haven't had those.
You know, that right between calisthenics here. We had a most Oreo. All right, so you're going to give us the questions,
Okay.
and the category in trivia today is
Presidentials.
Yes. Okay.
Which 2 presidents died in the White House? So we've had, I think there's been 8 that have died in office, but which 2 died in the White
actually
House?
in the White House.
Yes. Okay. How many rooms make up the White House? The White House
Is this
was
the White House itself or the whole complex?
Oh, you're trying to get technical on us
Yeah,
here.
I'm just getting specifics.
I don't know. I just Googled White House trivia.
Okay.
All right.
The White House was burned down during which war?
I know
that one.
Which president also served on the Supreme Court?
Ooh.
Who was the first president to be married in the White House? Who was the 3rd president to be assassinated?
Oh.
Which president was ambidextrous?
Ooh.
I'll go through. Which president signed Medicare into law?
I think I know that one.
Which flavor of Jelly Belly was invented for Ronald Reagan's inauguration? Because he loved Jelly
Yes, he
Bellies.
did.
His favorite candy. How did William Henry Harrison die? And Virginia boasts the highest number of presidents born per state at 8. So which state produced 7? So what's the second highest state
I got a
send the
guess
most
on
presidents?
I got an idea on that one, too.
And which president was born in the state of Illinois?
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
And that's it. That's my
All right.
questions.
All right. Well, those are going to be tough. We might need some help. But I'm sure you're going to lead us through it.
Okay, I will.
And we've got to take care of trivia. Julie Bryant's here from FC. We got to talk briefly about, you got a trip coming up too, right?
Yes,
For
and
the
a
college.
high school event. For
Okay, we're going to talk about that too when we come back on Morning Coffee.
Best Fiends is a fun puzzle game with over 100 million downloads. That's more people than Australia, Greece, Peru, and Scotland put together. Plus, it has 4,000 fun levels, which is a lot of levels. The tallest building in North America only has 104 levels. Not even close. Plus, Best Fiends is rated 5 stars, the highest number of stars. So download Best Fiends for free from the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends.
CRHBC has recently enhanced provider availability at our Fairfield location. Matt Brown is a physician's assistant and Allison Frost is a nurse practitioner and have recently joined our team and are excited to serve you. Both provide a full spectrum of healthcare for all your family members regardless of age. Call 618-842-4470 to schedule your appointment at the Fairfield Community Health Center.
Are you looking for a bank that still offers free checking? Well, look no further. People's National Bank has your free checking needs covered. This is Heidi Atterbury, relationship banker at People's National Bank in Fairfield. You can open your free checking account with just $100. There's no minimum balance, plus receive unlimited check writing, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay. Stop by 1001 West Delaware in Fairfield to open your free checking account today. People's National Bank, member FDIC.
The WFIW radio auction is back on Saturday, February 29th, starting at 8 a.m. Go to our website, WFIWradio.com, click on the Big Deal store, and register now so you can bid on these great items.
Certificates from the Willow Tree, TT Tans, and appliances from Gill's Sales and Service. We've got a recliner, a sofa, and a mattress from U-Biggers in Flora. Hotel rooms from the Super 8 in Grayville. Gift certificates to the Barbed Wire. We have a $700 racing bike, which could go for less than half price. Propane from Wayne White Propane and Sporting Goods. Certificates from the Fashion Leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square. Seed corn from S&M Farm Supply. A complete health assessment at Fairfield Memorial Hospital, and much, much more set to be on the auction block.
I have enough clothes and shoes. I don't need to go shopping, said no woman ever.
It's Carnaby's last week for half off of half winter merchandise, so don't miss out. Stop by and take a sneak peek at their on-trend boutique fashions and Brighton's new designs for jewelry, handbags, and awesome footwear. Spend $50 at the Charm Bar and receive free Brighton's Glorious Heart Bracelet. Happy birthday, leap year babies. Carnaby girls welcome their shoppers Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and late on Thursday night. Check out their Facebook page, like and share.
Hello, my name is Matthew Hartrick, and I am seeking the Republican nomination for at-large circuit judge in the 2nd Judicial Circuit. I am a lifelong conservative Republican. I was first elected state's attorney in 2012 and re-elected in 2016. As state's attorney, I pledged not to prosecute the proposed assault weapons ban of the Democratic majority in the Illinois General Assembly. As a state's attorney, it is my duty to protect the constitutional rights of the people of the state of Illinois. And as your circuit judge, I would scrupulously uphold your constitutional rights.
This ad placed and paid for by Matthew Hartrick for judge.
Fairfield area weather forecast, a 40% chance for rain today, high 45. Tonight, 60% chance for rain or snow, low 32. 60% chance for snow tomorrow, high 35. The outlook for Thursday, mostly sunny, high 40. And for Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 40. Overnight low 41, yesterday's high 46, 22/100ths of an inch of rainfall overnight in Fairfield. Currently, humidity at 100%, winds out of the west, very calm this morning, and the pressure at 29.77. Right now, cloudy skies 42 at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar showing most of the rainfall has moved off to the east on this Tuesday morning.
Oh, we're back and we're having fun here in Morning Coffee. I think the peanut gallery is forming out there in the hallway because they might need to get involved in the answers to the presidential trivia as offered by Julie Bryant.
We're going to need some help.
Yep, go ahead. Fire away.
Which two presidents died in the White House?
I want to say Chester Arthur would be one of them. Is he one of them? No. Garfield?
Mm-mm.
Abraham Lincoln.
Mm-mm.
No. Harrison Taylor?
Yes.
That's one. That's peanut gallery.
That's two, Harrison and Taylor.
Oh, I thought it was the same guy. Harrison and Taylor. Okay.
Harrison and Taylor.
I was thinking Lincoln because, he was shot at the Ford Theater. I thought they took him back to the White House.
No.
I thought he died in the hospital.
Okay.
But these are the questions that I found online.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'm sure that's
Hopefully my
right. I
sources
was
are
just
credible.
thinking that they might
Well,
take
here's
him
the
back to
thing,
the White House.
Julie. If we don't like it, we'll push back.
That's true.
How many rooms make up the White House?
How many rooms make up the White House? Go ahead.
34.
I'm going to say 43.
A lot more.
More. I said 43.
132.
Now, you're including the West Wing, I assume.
It's got to be the wings.
The whole complex.
Yeah.
Okay.
The White House was burned down during which war?
War of 1812, I think.
Yes.
By the British.
Yes.
Yes. Which president also served on the Supreme Court? Taft. He did not want to be president. His wife made him run.
She threatened to take his
the
toenails
chief-
off, yeah?
He was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Who was the third president to be assassinated?
Well, I'm going to take a wild guess and say Kennedy.
Yeah, it is Kennedy.
McKinley.
Really?
McKinley.
So
Lincoln, Garfield,
McKinley.
and
And
then
then
Kennedy.
Because there's only been 4. Okay.
Yeah, some will say 5 because they'll count Ronald Reagan, even though he wasn't. It was an assassination attempt, but he was the third. But the third was William McKinley.
Gerald Ford was shot at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
too.
so yeah.
Who was the first president to be married in the White House?
Arthur?
No, it's the one that served 2 separate terms.
2 separate terms. Teddy Roosevelt?
Grover Cleveland.
Alexander was the pitcher, right? Grover
Yeah,
Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland. Alexander was the pitcher.
Sorry.
Which president was ambidextrous?
I don't know.
They're talking about it in the peanut gallery.
It's the one that was assassinated.
Garfield.
Yes. He could write with both hands, and he could write in different languages.
Simultaneously?
Simultaneously.
I can do that, but nobody can understand what I've written.
I can only write in one language with one hand, and still nobody can understand what I write.
Which president signed Medicare into law?
I'm going to say LBJ.
Yep. LBJ.
Okay.
Which flavor of Jelly Belly was invented for Ronald Reagan's inauguration?
Was it licorice?
No.
No?
Hmm.
So thinking inauguration, patriotic
Cherry?
colors. Nope. It's the other
Red,
one.
white, and blue.
Blueberry.
Blueberry, yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So there, I mean, like all of them when he
They
had
had
them?
red, white, and blue Jelly Bellies at his inauguration because it was his favorite candy. And so they had blueberry invented for the event.
Oh, right.
And how did William Henry Harrison die? I've got 2 more after this.
No idea.
He got
talked too long.
pneumonia from he's at inauguration because it was cold and rainy.
Okay.
And let's see. Virginia boasts the highest number of presidents born per state at 8. So which state produced 7?
I'll say New York.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Good job.
Very good. And last one, which president was born in
Reagan.
Illinois?
Ronald Reagan. Dixon.
Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
All right, so
This
let's
one
talk.
said Tampico, or Tampico.
It is. He was actually born in Tampico or Tampico, whichever
I
way
think
you
it's
pronounce
Tampico.
it. But he was raised in Dixon and
Dixon.
went to Eureka College.
Yes. Yeah.
He was a lifeguard. All right, so tell us about, you've got a trip coming up with the college, right?
There is a trip coming up in April. I believe Megan was on the news yesterday for that. She was on Community Connection. But that is a trip to Evansville, and there are seats available. She
Okay.
can hold up to 52 on the bus. So
And what do they do?
They are going to Toyota in
Okay.
Princeton, and they're going to be touring the manufacturing plant, which is really amazing to see.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's
Yes.
pretty interesting.
So they're doing that. That'll be the first thing of the trip, and then they'll drive down to Evansville, and they'll have dinner at Western Ribeye and Ribs. And that's a local restaurant.
Yeah.
They've got really good food. And there'll be a menu that they can select from, so it's some of their popular choices. And then they will go over to I believe it's Old National Events Plaza, and that will be the musical, the Carole King, beautiful Carole King musical.
I think that would be good. I like Carole King.
And it's charter bus transportation. It's like all inclusive. Lunch is not provided, so you can eat lunch before and then leave, but everything on your trip is
Here you go.
included.
There are seats available.
Okay,
Mike.
there's that. You've got other things
And
going
then the big event that we're really working to promote and we're excited about is Sprint into Spring, and that is on Wednesday, March 11th. That's for high school students. So if you heard about SPIN, I talked about that on Morning Coffee
Yes.
and recorded back in
Yes.
October, and that stood for Student Parent Information Night. So this one is kind of geared towards seniors who they may have changed their mind about college, or they're still trying to decide, or juniors who are wanting to get a head start on looking at programs. And so at SPIN, you visited the different tables and got to kind of learn more about it. But this one is very interactive.
And
They
you
tour-
can learn about new programs that are coming.
learn
to the
about new
college.
programs. We're becoming a healthcare campus, and so that's really exciting. But you'll get to tour their learning environment. So nursing students will go to the nursing lab, and EDS students will get to see the indoor poles that we recently installed, as well as the outdoor lab. So you get to do that, meet with instructors, and you can even make an appointment to register for the fall if you'd like.
It's like
and we're giving away 10 $500 tuition awards to seniors in
And
attendance.
you're going to be on auction this weekend with a
Yes.
$3. So Julie
Yeah.
Bryant here telling us about the indoor polls.
Does that go along with the buns?
At the Workforce Development Center. Julie,
Yes.
thank you for coming in. I hope you decide to come back again.
I'll think about it.
Thank you. We'll talk to all of you tomorrow. It's KO Wednesday tomorrow. Alexa, play WFIW.
It's time for classic hits from WFIW.
All the important news here first. This is WFIW FM Fairfield, the station listened to, not just heard, 104.9 FM.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City, where there's everyday low prices on Serta, Ashley, Catnapper, and Benchcraft mattresses.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. There's some buying to start the day on Wall Street after the Dow's worst battering in 2 years on fears over the coronavirus, which has infected more than 80,000 people around the world, mostly in China.
Here in the U.S.,